Bon, je sais pas trop ce qu'il faut qu'on fasse. On va aller voir en face là.
Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold. But if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louis told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
Well, I appreciate the concern, but other than a weird case of amnesia, I'm fine.
But Louis says you're behaving like a totally different person.
Since when do you care about what happens to me? Don't tell me your little Grinch heart has grown 3 sizes in the last 7 years.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering P.I. I used to know. This is a nightmare.
Now that's the Rook I know. For a minute, I thought you'd started carrying a song in your heart.
It's temporary, though, right? A side effect? Please tell me you'll be changing back.
Come on, I wasn't that bad. Was I?
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
So are you saying that you and I were buddy-buddy? What kind of a jackass did I turn into?
You cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Hey, sound like my ex-wife. How'd I end up with so much cash?
Well, how should I know? I mean, if I'd asked you that 2 days ago, you would have punched me in the face.
Maybe I should punch you now. Might jog both our memories.
Oh, very funny. I'll admit, Murphy, you do have a certain charm. It makes my skin crawl.
Okay, I'll cut the chit-chat. Just tell me where I come up with all this cash.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
Hello, the new text and the old text, they're technically the same. Cough it up.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions. But this is not for old time's sake.
Oula. La liste commence à s'allonger.
You became a sullen, short-tempered bully. And I miss that desperately. I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and 2 other men in pursuit. I was hoping they would tear that flop house down. And they would have, too, if it weren't for that meddling Clint. Such an upbeat, chipper little man. Utterly obnoxious. I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof. I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you. Louis' niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery. A prince among men makes me wish I could still eat solid food. Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person, darker, more dangerous. I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type. I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened. That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me. Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it. What is that? Maldonado? He puts the PI in pig. I heard you two had something of a rivalry going on. At least he knows how to keep his mouth shut. Next question.
Bon, ça sera tout.
Now that Rook's is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too. Behind Rook's pawn shop is a dirty, ugly alcove that reminds me a lot of Rook himself. Oh, I remember the day I came back to my office to that grisly sight. I tried for an hour to get Pug's head out of the water cooler, but it was no dice. The police showed up and thought about grilling me until they realized Pug was a mutant. And it was like they couldn't care less. I guess people are a little apprehensive about taking that bottle back for deposit.
C'est quoi ça?
Too bad the zipline trolley is broken. It's missing a wheel. Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out. 10 seconds left. Down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled. Or was it my front? It's Rook's Hydropod Garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
We've got to get this ship as far as possible from the planet Earth in that little time.
You know how to fly?
I know.
How do you know it even works?
I know how to fly. My father, a long time ago. Listen to me now, follow me. This is important. My mother's an American woman in Nebraska. But my father's DNA is in me. I know how to fly this ship.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system. I didn't know there was that much polyester left in the world.
Le petit passage, c'était Pandora Directive, où on a une histoire avec quelques aliens.
Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful. Why would a little gremlin like Rook have a basketball hoop? What's this?
Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Ah, une petite roue. Ah bah, attendez. Hop. Hop.
Hey, it worked!
These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place to go if I can't make rent.
Ok, bon ben... C'est fermé.
Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth.
Attends, y a du monde dedans, j'ai l'impression.
It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later.
On va aller explorer un peu.
Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth. What the hell is that?
That's a SPO-PAD, protecting the universe from imperfect life forms since 1967. It's like a mall cop with a 5,000-meter-volt taser without a moral code. Be careful, Tex. I could get hurt.
Oh oh.
Now that's a handsome devil. Wait a minute. A rival PI. Oh man, how did this happen? The police have been here and set up a SPO-PAD security system.
Bon, je pense que si je vais dedans, il n'y a pas de risque. Non. Hop. Pas hier.
Well, that was sooner than I expected. Next time, try destroying the SFO-PAD before entering Meldondo's office.
Ouais, c'est ce que je pensais, il me ramène ici.
Oh, it's a security drone. If I enter its line of sight, I'm toast. I don't know what I was thinking.
Exactement.
Oh, it's a security drone.
Ah si, ça marche bien. J'y ai pas cru. Je n'y croyais pas, mais d'accord. Je pensais que ça aurait été un peu plus subtil, mais...
Wow, nothing is so simple or wonderfully effective as blunt force trauma.
It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification.
Ouais.
Wow, a place even sleazier than yours. And you have an animal print bedspread.
It's the depressed man's kitchen. What's this? It's a key to the exclusive llama club.
Uh-huh.
Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive. Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive. Ew, even I have a higher standard of living, and I've eaten dog food before. Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. His fighting techniques are crude at best. Emily? Oh man, I'm just doing this to get through school.
Ça c'était dans Pandora Directive aussi. La fille.
It's the only Roach hotel where you have a better chance of survival inside than outside.
Oh. Génial.
Motel postcards? Maldonado must make his living spying on cheating spouses. Well, even I wouldn't stoop so low as to reading someone's diary. I prefer Weenie World's tater tots.
Yum yum.
Hair cream? Glad I don't need this. Amateur. Hello?
Could I speak to Carlos Tex?
Sorry, have we met? That woman knew me, but hung up quickly when she realized I didn't know her.
If we can find her, maybe we could get some answers.
She must have visited Chandler while she was doing business with Maldonado. Maybe someone around here will recognize the photo. Amateur. Larry Hammond wasn't really a mutant.
I wanted to make sure you came here alone.
Well, I hope you were more careful about being followed than I was.
Now, I have a very strong sense of self-preservation. I even brush my teeth carefully.
Yeah, it shows. But man, he sure looked like one.
Y'a rien, mon.
Yuck. There's gum in this shoe. If this woman has been doing business with Maldonado, maybe someone else on Chandler Avenue will recognize her.
Mhm. Je crois qu'on a tout vu.
I prefer Weenie World's tater tots.
Je crois qu'on a tout vu. Bon, je vais ressortir. Avec la touche F, c'est plus pratique.
Nothing but destroyed homes and buildings for blocks in all directions. But each year, something menacing grows up through the decay. Roads. Where we're going? Yeah, we'll need roads.
Hey, what can I do for you, Murph?
Oh.
That Holly is a real spitfire. I don't know how I feel about the whole holograms of people too thing, but yeah, why not? I can't really talk about that. If she died the way the cops said she did, burned inside your speeder, it's just too much to think about. I keep a little hope that maybe she ain't dead at all. Or at least that maybe she died in a more peaceful way. So that so-and-so was spying on you. You and I wasn't real close, so I couldn't say why he'd been doing that. I'm no good with that computer stuff, but that little fella at the barbecue joint is a whiz. I'll bet he could get you taken care of. You wouldn't remember him. He moved into the neighborhood a few years back. Not a pleasant man. I'll leave it at that. Zach don't come in here a whole lot. I guess he don't like my food much. Yeah, same old ornery cuss he ever was. Don't bother me none. I guess I'm just used to it. I might have seen this lady in here not long ago. Didn't catch your name. Haven't had another food joint on the street since Francesca ran the Slice of Heaven. I thought it might cut into my business some, but not so far. Maybe we just don't have a lot of barbecue eaters around here.
Alors, il nous a dit, ah ben on peut y aller, qu'il pourrait nous aider pour la clé cryptée.
As I step into Inspector Burns' barbecue, I think I'm having a stroke. But no, burning toast is their special today. Behind the counter is the kid who Louis referred me to as the computer whiz.
When you come to my house, come down behind the jail. I got a sign on my door, barbecue for sale. I'm talking about my barbecue.
Welcome to Inspector Burns' barbecue. My name is Mojo. Special today is chili con carnage. It'll destroy your hunger as well as your taste buds. Order when you're ready.
I'm looking for little Mojo. Could you be him?
Hey, you're Tex Murphy.
And you're Mojo. What a shagadelic name, baby, yeah!
My real name is Mordecai Josephus.
Are you serious? Well, that's my real name, too.
No way!
Yeah, well, it's pretty close. It's actually Tiberius, James Tiberius. Then my mom, she starts calling me Tibby. And, well, I had to come up with something that I could live with.
The ultimate Tex Murphy trivia. You just made my day. Look, I don't mean to geek out on you here, but you're Tex Murphy. Badass private eye. Man out of time. Always quick with a joke or his fist. What are you doing in a dump like this?
I'm guessing you haven't won any Employee of the Month awards, have you?
Nice. Classic Tex Murphy.
Well, I appreciate you feeding my ego. Now, how about my belly?
Oh, you don't want to eat here. The food really will burn your face off. Inspector Burns is a bitter, bitter man. So, what are you working on? Wait, let me guess. Some kind of case just dropped in your lap. Seems like a small-time job, but there are tons of loose ends leading in all kinds of directions, and you are blindly getting nowhere.
Well, yeah, that is kind of what's happening.
Oh, I could help you.
Well, I could use a good